that's just not going to do it for a setup video, is it? There we go. Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome to my ultimate setup video. This thing here is where I do all my gaming, my video editing, and my photo editing. And I'm going to walk you through every little thing on this setup, even the things you don't want to know about. Like this pillow with my face on it, for example. We should start off simple, with the desk itself. Now, if you've watched any setup videos on YouTube, you know for a fact, nobody makes desks with a desktop. So I followed that trend, and I'm using a kitchen countertop for my desk. Now, don't ask me to pronounce the name, but I know it starts with a K. So, there. So here is the kitchen countertop that I'm using for my desk. Anyway, it's 2.5 meters long, which is just under the width of my room, so it's perfect. I got it in this gorgeous cement finish. It looks great in my room. Now, holding it up is, again, if you've watched any YouTube setup videos, you've already guessed it, 2 Alexa drawer units. They have 5 drawers each, and trust me, I need all of these drawers because I am very unorganized and just cram things into random drawers. There's kind of a system to it, but not really. Now, because the desk is so long, there is a lot of empty space in the middle of it not held up by anything. So when I bought the desk, I installed 3 iron grates to hold up any excess weight on the desk. Now, my monitors won't be weighing down the desk because they're wall mounted, but if I ever leant on the desk, I don't want it to snap in half. That wouldn't be fun. Now, these iron grates are also very useful for cable management. You can't really see down there currently because it's a bit dark, but you can kind of see the cables. So I could have done better, but I'm not great at cable management. Now, this setup houses 2 main workstations. I've got my PC, which I've had for about 2 years. It has a 1080 Ti, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and an i7 something something processor. If you're interested, I'll have all of the components in the description. This is the computer I use for video editing and gaming mostly. It originally came with 16 gigabytes of RAM, but when I started using After Effects a lot more, it just wasn't cutting it. So I ripped it out and shoved 64 gigabytes in there, and I haven't looked back since. The other main workstation for this setup is my 2019 13-inch MacBook Pro. Now, this is a great laptop. I originally bought it to do all my video editing on, but I realized why would I do that when I've already got my PC? So I pretty much just use this for photo editing and script writing. And if I'm ever on the go, I will use it for video editing. Both of these have a 4 terabyte external hard drive connected to them. The one connected to the PC is for all of my video footage and old videos, and the one connected to my Mac is, you guessed it, for all the photos. Now, connected to both of these workstations is my 2 monitors. I've got a 1440p monitor and a 4K monitor. Again, actual product names will be in the description. I use my 1440p for gaming and my timeline editing, and my 4K monitor is where I do all my color corrections, photo editing, and where I have my second window in Premiere Pro open. Now, on top of this being an excellent monitor for colors, I got this 4K monitor because it also has a USB-C connection, which I connect to my Mac so that I can switch between my Mac and my PC on the fly. Connected to the 4K monitor are my 2 Logitech speakers. Now, they're nothing fancy, I'm not an audiophile or anything, but they get the job done. Now, because the speakers are connected to the monitor, it connects to whatever workstation is currently sending signal to the monitor, which is great that I don't have to fiddle around with more stuff. Speaking of switching on the fly between my PC and my Mac, my mouse and keyboard was specifically bought for that purpose. Now, for the keyboard, I've got the Logitech G915, which is the most expensive keyboard I will likely ever own. It is a wireless mechanical keyboard which has such great build quality. It's pretty much all metal. It is connected to my PC via a dongle and connected to my Mac via Bluetooth. I can easily switch between the two with 2 buttons on the keyboard. The same with my mouse. I've got the Logitech MX Master 3, which, if you've seen any video editors ever, they mostly all have this mouse. That side scroll is very useful, by the way. But underneath the mouse is also a button that can change between 3 different Bluetooth connections. I've got number 1 set to my PC and number 2 set to my Mac. Now, my microphone, again, if you've seen any YouTube setups ever, you have probably seen this microphone being used. It is the Blue Yeti, a favorite of Let's Players all over the world. And that is also the reason I bought it in 2014. To run a very unsuccessful Let's Play channel for 4 years. But that mic got me through the whole thing, and I still use it to this day to do some voiceovers. Now I will be switching it out to an XLR microphone soon, but honestly, the Blue Yeti has never let me down. It is a fantastic mic. Now you've probably realized it's not connected to the PC all the time, and neither are my mouse and keyboard. At the back of my desk, I have this cable management that houses all 3 of those cables, so that when my mouse and keyboard run out of charge, I just bring the cables through, charge them up, and take them out once they're done. And with my mic, I just bring it forward and connect the cable to the microphone. I like to keep the workstation clean. What I don't like to keep clean, apparently, is underneath. If you see here, you can see every bit of cable management failure that I've ever had. In theory, tying up my cables to the iron grates was a great idea. In practice, I don't know what went wrong. It looks like a war zone down there, which is why I don't look down there. If you can't see it, it's not a problem. Also, underneath my desk, I've got these 2 SD card readers. One connecting to my PC and one connecting to my Mac. This makes it much easier to get the footage to any of the workstations that I need. Because if I didn't have this, I'd just be fiddling around with stuff all the time. They connect to the bottom of the desk via, what's it called? Velcro. Which is a good thing because they can easily come off and it's very modular. It's also a bad thing because I keep knocking it off with my leg all the time. Now I also have a Stream Deck on my desk. This is mostly not used for streaming. Mostly it is used for shortcuts for all the Adobe suite. Sometimes when I do stream, I do have my scene settings on there as well, but for the vast majority of the time, it's just used for shortcuts for my computer to make things a bit faster. Next to the Stream Deck, you can see I've got a MIDI keyboard. We're not gonna talk about that. That's just another failed creative outlet, which hopefully this YouTube channel doesn't become. Now running all the lights in my room, including the fairy lights, is my Echo Show. I like setting things up with Amazon Alexa. Yes, I know they're constantly listening to me, but like, I don't like standing up and turning lights on and off. And on the back end of my desk, just give me a second. Is these 2 beautiful things here. Like I showed you before, I've got my Me pillow. I originally gave this to my grandma, but I inherited it when she passed away, so I have to stare at this thing every day now. Now I understand why she hid it behind the TV. I've also got this sort of universe light up ball thing. Now this used to light up. I was intending to have it in the background to create some, you know, cool background imagery. But I plugged it in with the wrong plug and sort of blew it up. So it doesn't light up anymore. And now it's just a colorful hard ball. No use at all anymore. Well, thank you for watching my setup tour. That is where I do all my work. If you are at all interested in how I make my videos, I can do another video if you'd like, where I go through all of my lights and all of, oh, that's supposed to be above my head. Oh well. I could go through all of that with you if you'd like. But for now, thank you for watching my setup tour, and I'll see you next week if you decide to join me. Goodbye.